So he posted on Twitter, WWE needs to cancel WrestleMania. I commented to him and I said, it's not going to happen unless they're ordered to. There's a reason for that. Why do you think is the big reason why more promoters and more sports leagues are not actively or proactively, I should say, canceling events?
Well, money for one.
Yeah.
Anything, money, logistics, especially independent events who have said that they're going to go on. As we were talking off the air, a lot of them might not be affected because they might not even meet the threshold.
Right.
Some of these
the attendance threshold.
All due respect to Primetime Pro Wrestling, we probably ain't hitting 500 people for that show.
Right.
That's not a likelihood. But you look at a Game Changer Wrestling, I get the feeling they don't have an entire department setting up travel and logistics. It's probably a couple people that are planning this flight, planning this booking, You know what kind of nightmare that would be for them?
Yep. Well, the answer, and it's money related really, but the answer comes down to insurance coverage. That's what the answer is. And in pro sports, and this is stuff that I've just learned, in pro sports, most leagues opt to pay for premium coverage that's called communicable disease-related losses. And basically what that means is that if a pro league acts on the recommendation to cancel as opposed to the order to cancel, they may not be able to trigger coverage, meaning that they may not be able to recoup losses through insurance. So that's why we saw in Ohio at first, they recommended canceling events, and the Columbus Blue Jackets came out and said they're going to go on as planned.
Yes.
It was because of insurance. But now Ohio has come out and said, we're ordering you to do this. And so I think Columbus is probably going to move on in empty arenas anyway. And again, a lot of that is insurance based. And it's a similar situation here. You heard about South by Southwest?
Yeah, of course.
So they got a lot of heat today because they canceled this year's event and they are not issuing refunds. What they're doing is they're deferring your ticket to either 2021, 2022, or 2023. They got a lot of heat. And this, again, kind of is back on the television media. I heard this morning on the local news that South by Southwest was canceling, and I heard that there were no refunds. That is all that they told me on the local news. They didn't say anything else. The reason for that is because their insurance policy doesn't cover viruses or pandemics. That's why they're doing it without refunds, but the local news doesn't tell you that. You know what I mean? Same kind of thing. So I don't know what kind of insurance WWE has for WrestleMania, but my guess is, especially an event that size with that many people, is probably similar to most pro leagues. And so to answer, I guess, Dave Schilling's tweet, WWE is not going to cancel WrestleMania based on the recommendation from the city of Tampa. They will cancel WrestleMania or move WrestleMania or reschedule WrestleMania if they're ordered to. And that, to me, is going to be the difference. I believe, because we're still 3 weeks away, I think they're going to be ordered to do something. I don't think a recommendation is going to be enough because we're seeing just the trends happening with all these other pro leagues that have a bigger footprint in the mainstream than WWE does. I think either they are going to move the show to a different city, something, maybe that's close to Tampa or whatever, or they're going to reschedule. I think it's going to be one of those two things.